Genesis chapter 11, verse 27 through chapter 13, verse 4. Abraham, moves to Canaan. Abram and his wife Sarah lived in the city of Ur in the Chaldeans. That's modern-day Iraq. God told him to leave the city and travel on a long journey to live in the land of Canaan. God promised Abram he would bless him and make him the father of a great nation. Those who blessed his descendants would be blessed by God, and those who cursed his descendants would be cursed. Abram obeyed and set off with his wife Sarah, his father Terah, and his nephew Lot. When they got to Haran, they stopped to settle. During this time, Abram's father Terah died. By now, Abram was 75 years old. God told him to continue on his journey to the land of Canaan. Abram obeyed, and they traveled south into the land of the Canaanites. There they came to a great tree at Shechem and settled there. God told Abram, "I will give this land to your offspring." Abram built an altar to the Lord at Shechem and worshipped him. Abram and those with him then moved south to Bethel. Once he arrived, he built an altar to God in honor of his name. Then there was a famine in the land. Food became scarce and many became hungry. Abram and his family decided to travel south through the desert to Egypt to find food. As they entered Egypt, Abraham became worried. His wife Sarah was very beautiful. He feared that the king, Pharaoh, might kill him so that he could take Sarah as his wife. So he told Sarah to pretend she was not his wife, but his sister. Pharaoh's officials told Pharaoh how beautiful Abram's sister was, and he took her into his palace. He gave Abram cattle, donkeys, servants, and gifts. However, God inflicted Pharaoh and his household with serious diseases. When Pharaoh found out Sarah was already married, he summoned Abraham. "Why did you tell me she was your wife?" he exclaimed. "Take her and go." Pharaoh gave orders to his officials to send Abram, Sarah, and everyone with him out of Egypt along with all their possessions. They set off on the way back to Canaan with the cattle, servants, and gifts Pharaoh had given them. They arrived back at Bethel and settled there to live. Abram prayed to God, calling on his name. Abram could now settle in the land of Canaan, the land God had promised him and his descendants. However, he and his wife Sarah had no children, and both were getting older.